Hey guys, what's up? This is VisitJoan and it is 4:30 in the morning, but you gotta record when you get the opportunity, and I was up, my phone needed charging, everybody else is asleep, so I figured, I have the opportunity, I'm gonna grab it. And I am pretty much working my butt off this week to get these island living builds out. I don't even know why I tried such an ambitious project this early into release. I probably was stupid, I should have done something simpler. But you know what? I did it. I started it. I'm gonna finish it because I have a few more builds I want to do, and I really want to get them out as soon as possible and get kind of as much done as I can, especially with Anime Midwest weekend coming up, which is less than 2 weeks away actually. So I kind of want some things done by then and all this other stuff, but this release week is pretty much crunch time for me because I want to take advantage of the hype. And I already am losing Thursday because I'm going babysitting my cousin's kids. And then my mom was just randomly like yesterday, oh, by the way, your aunt's coming up tomorrow and get her hair done. And I'm like, okay, well, that throws a wrench into my work schedule. So I'm pretty much taking advantage of being up early. I did not plan to get up this early, but I'm going to take advantage of it and get as much done as I can for you guys. Anyway, today we are building 113 Wright Way from The Sims 2, which is actually probably the most expensive house, well, not probably, but which is actually the most expensive house in Pleasant View. And the reason I chose to do this in Sulani was just because it pretty much, there were a lot of rooms that had like 3 walls. There were a lot of areas in this house that was like open to the outside, which, caused a lot of problems when it came to rooms. Oh my goodness, don't get me started on that. But I just figured that if I was going to put it somewhere, I was going to put it somewhere where it was going to be like a tropical environment. And Sulani just seemed like the perfect fit for that. And most of the indoor-outdoor rooms, well, I would consider them indoor, but they're really outdoors. Anyway, most of those are basically covered with a roof or by the second floor, so you really don't have to worry about rain. This is really an iconic house in its own right because there was like a TV show in The Sims 2 that took place in this house. It was like the Pleasant family was in it. I don't know why that was the case. It just was. And then there was, anybody remember that story, Models in Paradise? Oh my goodness, that story was hilarious. It is too bad I don't remember much more to it. I remember somebody got kicked in the crotch, and then there ended up being some like criminal organization going on. But oh my goodness, it was a funny story. I'll have to look and see if that actually got archived on the internet somewhere, because I know some of the Sims 2 exchange stories did. There were a few problems that arose when I was building this, primarily because of the room system, and the one room in particular where you had the little mother-in-law suite, which I'm calling it that because I actually put the mother-in-law in there. But anyway, that was basically above the open back foyer. And so the stairs lead directly up there. So when I put the stairs up there, it kind of considered it as being outside. So the lighting wasn't all that good, and then the temperature would just be like in the room and all this other stuff. And so finally I just had to wall off the stairs and put the stairs in like its own room because I just didn't want it to be considered outside. I mean, that would be really kind of uncomfortable to be sleeping in a room that is considered outside. There are a lot of other rooms in this house that I would consider inside, but they consider outside. Like the dining room, for example, and yes, there's a roof over the head, but apparently if it's not 4 walls, it's not inside. But, and this caused like a lot of problems when it came to like when I was trying to paint the house, and I decided not to go with the, white stucco kind of thing. Well, I did that for like the kitchen and the tower area, but I decided to go with the new island living like board stuff to make it look more like an island home, because that was, the feel I was going for. And I figured if I was building this in Sulani, I figured, might as well make it look like an island home. But when I was painting the outdoors and I would, hit shift so I could, get everything, a lot of what I got called the inside got painted the outside color. And that was really kind of annoying. And so I had to go back and paint the inside color and do it one at a time, which, a lot of people were kind of like laughing at that, but what am I gonna do? That's the only thing I can do. And because this is an island living build, I wanted to incorporate some of the new island living furnitures and stuff, but furnitures, oh my goodness, I'm losing my mind. But I didn't want it to be 100% island living. I kind of wanted it to be a mix of the new stuff and some of the old stuff as well. So I hope I did that pretty good. I'm not sure if I succeeded. Well, actually, I think I did succeed. But anyway, I'll probably do one that is like completely island living style, probably later. But for this house, I wanted, a good mix and match. Because, I'm just not the type of person to do all the furniture in like one particular style. I mean, I want it to match kind of, but I don't want it to be just like one particular thing. I mean, I might do that, might just do like a pure island living style thing, but all the furniture isn't going to be like island living style. So basically, I built this house for a family of mermaids, and originally it was going to be everyone in the family was a mermaid, but then I decided it would kind of be a cool idea if the dad wasn't a mermaid, and I also kind of made it like a mixed race family because you almost never see that in like media, so I figured, why not? So it would kind of be like kind of like a TV show premise, like where you have the dad is the mermaid, and then the dad's mother moves in with them, and she doesn't know that the family is a family of mermaids. So that's going to be an interesting confrontation in the future when they walk out and there's one of the kids in the pool and they're half fish. But, okay, well, maybe not half fish, but like, that was a quote. But I figured it would be an interesting thing to do. I wasn't even planning on doing that, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to have the mother move in and we're just going to see what happens. Although I probably may not play this family that much. But I don't know, I'm probably going to use them as extras. I mean, I plan on using like all my Sims as extras, and I've decided that like if I have a scene in a video that's like by a pool or by an ocean, I'm just going to make one of the extras randomly be a mermaid, and then they're just going to jump in the water and nobody's going to notice. I just think that would be absolutely hilarious. But anyway, they also have a cat because I don't have a lot of households with pets in this world, and well, not this world, this save file. And I figured, why not? Maybe the mom is an animal lover, and when she moved in, she brought in the cat, which is actually kind of funny because cats tend to hate water, and mermaids are aquatic creatures, so that's going to be extremely interesting. What I think I'm going to do is, I'm probably going to do like a practice like music video with this family because there's this one song, Who I Am, in The Sims 4 that I've always loved, and I've never gotten around to doing anything with it. And so I figured, Who I Am could be the grandmother coming to terms with the fact that her grandkids are mermaids. And I have no idea where I come up with these ideas. This would be like a good TV show. Like, you ever seen like those, it kind of reminds me of those TV shows, H2O, and then the movie Aquamarine, which I love that movie, and I haven't seen it since like high school. So I really need to get that back out and watch it again because it is a fantastic movie. But anyway, I just think, that would be a lot of drama, and I don't know where I come up with these stories, guys. I mean, I just came up with that one on the spot when I was creating the family. And a lot of families I kind of don't do that with because, a lot of them actually are That Fateful Night related. And so, I recreate a lot of Sims from like The Sims 2 because, I've been having fun with that. But I also create a lot of my own original Sims. And like I said, a lot of them are somehow connected to That Fateful Night. But this family isn't, and that's just because there are no mermaids, and I just wanted to try and play with mermaids because, I'm not really an occult person. I don't really play with occults that much other than aliens because I think aliens are kind of cool. It's kind of cool to have an alien baby. I always thought that was one of my favorite features of The Sims 2. I mean, I did play a little bit with them in like The Sims 3 Island Paradise, but I didn't play like a lot with them, and so I figured, I don't really have any problems playing with mermaids. I'm not a huge fan of mermaids. I wasn't really all that excited for mermaids, but I'm like, okay, mermaids, all right, I'll do it. And funny thing is, I was actually playing the game yesterday, and I actually sent the family to Solani for a family outing on the beach, and it was raining. Yeah, that was really disappointing, but on the bright side, no, there's no bright side to this. It's raining. It's raining. That's just pretty much it. But anyway, I had one girl, she went on the float lounger thing and took a nap in the rain, and then the two boys were doing their homework in the rain. And then actually, the toddler from the mermaid family actually just randomly showed up on this beach. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so cool because you never see toddlers show up at community lots. And I just really thought that was something cool. That's something we needed because then we could get toddlers to know each other and have like little toddler play dates. And that would be so cool. But anyway, it was like raining and I looked at the forecast and it wasn't going to be sunny until like Wednesday. So I decided, okay, I'm going to switch over and play this restaurant because I haven't played the restaurant all that much. And I kind of wanted, in my old computer, I did, when I first got Dine Out, I got the restaurants up to like a really high level and there were more people coming and there were critics coming. So I figured, why don't I do some gameplay with that? So I went there and I opened the restaurant for like a late night shift or whatever. And Jenny Smith comes in with Judith Ward of all people. Like, Jenny, how the heck did you score like a lunch date with Judith Ward? Like seriously, how did that even happen? How did you get her to notice you? I just thought that was weird and thought that was kind of funny. But anyway, back to the bill. The hardest time I had furnishing this house was with the kitchen because, you know, it started with those blue counters, cool kitchen stuff. And it was kind of like a blue kitchen, and I just couldn't get it to look like something I actually liked. And I was just struggling. I was just looking at this kitchen like, you know, what am I going to do with this kitchen? And so I decided to scrap that and just redo it and put different counters in there. And I kind of like how it turned out. It's not my favorite kitchen I've done, but it's pretty good. So, and the master bedroom actually came together quite nicely because, you know, I had just enough space. And you know, in the original, there was a bathroom on the second floor right above where the bathroom for, like, the second seating area was. But I got rid of that because I'm like, this is going to be the master bedroom. I need more space. There's going to be a bathroom attached to it anyway. And I was kind of playing around with the floor plan, trying to figure out, okay, where I was going to put the bathroom and the toddler's room. But eventually I decided, you know what, the toddler didn't need that big of a room. But the master bedroom came together pretty well, in fact, and for the first time, I didn't need to think about what else I was going to put in there, because, you know, I had the vanity table now, and I put a desk in there, and a dresser in there, and it actually was just enough space to fit all of that, so I'm like, I don't need any extra seating area, or anything like that. It was just perfect the way it was. As for the back foyer, what I did is I just stuck a bunch of, like, recreational items back there. And, you know, I don't like the llama table, and I actually put a bar back there because I figured, you know, the grandmother would be, well, I gave her the mixologist aspiration, so I figured that she'd want to become like a, what do you call it, like a bartender type thing. I was trying to figure out where to put the bar. I didn't want it like right next to the doors, but I ended up having to put that there because when I added the room for the stairs, it kind of got in the way and there was like no room for the Sims to actually walk around the bar. So I had to move some things around, but it turned out pretty well in the end. And, you know, she did go to the bar when I play tested it to get a drink. And I actually have no idea how long this voiceover has been because, well, first of all, I just record. I'm going to edit all the parts out where I just like stumble over my words and all that other stuff. But, I'm recording this in GarageBand, and GarageBand doesn't have, like, the time for how long you've been recording. It shows the thing in bars, and that's kind of useful if I'm recording a song. Well, not really, because I don't know exactly how that works. I mean, I do because I was in choir in high school, and we learned about all that stuff, but it's just, like, an arbitrary thing to me, and so, you know, but I'm at the same point I pretty much was when I was recording the Goth House, the one for The Sims 3, and that was a pretty long voiceover. And, you know, while I was furnishing this house, I was actually watching the Pokemon North American International Championships, which was also last weekend. So, I know, a pretty busy weekend, but I really only watched the finals, and I was watching, you know, the final match between Wolf Glick, who was from the United States, and Graham Amity. I think that's how you say his name. But anyway, he is from Australia, and it was actually a pretty interesting match, but, Wolf Glick was actually the 2016 world champion, and he's also won national and regional titles too. So this time he was playing for an international championship, and I really don't know why they call it the North American International Championships, because, you know, to me that would be like US, Canada, Mexico, but there are people from Australia, there was somebody from Singapore, so I have no idea why they call it that, I guess because it's in North America. But anyway, the match was pretty excellent because, you know, they were in, like, the second match, and all of a sudden Graham just pulls out this electro web, and I'm just like, okay, out of all the moves you're going to see in a competitive match, electro web? Like, that was the last thing I was expecting. Like, what it does is it basically, you know, just lowers the speed of the opposing Pokemon. But that was just, like, something I was not expecting. Wolf had this Rayquaza, and Graham had a Mega Medicham. But Wolf pretty much, you know, took the Mega Medicham out right away with the Rayquaza. I think it was the Rayquaza. But anyway, the first match he didn't Mega Evolve the Rayquaza, and he just went for Dragon Ascent. And so the commentary was saying, okay, if he's gonna, you know, figure out that Wolf is not gonna Mega Evolve the Rayquaza, and I'm just sitting there doing this build, like, you know what, I think he's just gonna evolve the Mega Rayquaza just to keep the opponent on his toes, and then at the second time, he basically evolves the Mega Rayquaza, or, no, not evolves the Mega Rayquaza, oh my goodness, Mega evolves a Rayquaza, and I'm like, I knew it! But anyway, Wolf ended up winning that match, so he is now an international champion. So now he is the first player in competitive Pokemon history to win a regional, a national, an international, and a world championship. So congratulations to Wolf Click. You are amazing. He is probably the best player of Pokemon in the world right now. And, you know, congratulations to also all the other people, even in the trading card game and the video game matchups, that won the international title and all the finalists as well. And yeah, this is a Sims build, and here I am talking about Wolf Click. But that's a pretty big accomplishment, you know, that's not nothing. So, and this video is going to be one of my longer ones, and I gotta talk about something to fill in the time, so there you go, you get me talking about Wolf Click and his Mega Rayquaza. But anyway, on to something that's more relevant to this video. You know, when I was editing this earlier, I had to stop recording because, you know, everybody came in the kitchen and they were talking and they were putting dishes away. It was making all sorts of noise. So I had to stop and start editing. And while I was editing, there was like this one, I have no idea how this happened, but there's this one section that just completely got erased. And the weird thing is I don't exactly 100% remember what was in it. I remember some of what was in it, but I have no idea how that happened, so I quit without saving, which erased everything I had done editing this voiceover. The second time it didn't take as long, and it didn't even help anyway, so. But basically, you know, what I said was that I had added a second story above the back foyer because I already made this family, they have a lot of children, and I needed more bedrooms. But anyway, now on to Island Living. I'm pretty much enjoying this pack. I mean, mostly building with it because I love all the building stuff that come with it, and I actually want to do quite a few more builds. Well, I know I have a couple more planned and one I've already started. Like I said, I'm working my butt off this week. I'm really loving like the new build features with the straw roofs and the glass floors and like everything, and the sliding doors and all that stuff. So as far as gameplay goes, I mean, I haven't done too much of that, but, you know, from what I've seen so far, it's enjoyable, and honestly, The Sims 4 it kind of does get a little boring if I don't really have any emotional investment in the family, and that's, I think, mostly because all the expansions and stuff, I mean, it's been done before. You know, you have seasons and becoming celebrities, and even this was done before in The Sims 3 Island Paradise, which is one of my favorite expansion packs for The Sims 3. And the thing that got me really hyped about that expansion pack was, you know, houseboats. And, you know, I know this pack doesn't have houseboats, but that's really okay. I mean, we got a lot of stuff with this pack. We got the ability to play with dolphins. I mean, that's pretty cool. And we got, you know, cleaning up the beach, which I haven't actually played with yet. I actually haven't played with anything on that, like, volcano island, though. That would be an interesting place to build. But, so far, you guys, I'm really enjoying it, and, you know, I'm doing all this work, but it doesn't feel like work because I'm enjoying it so much. And anyway, you guys, I think it's about time that I wrap this up. I mean, I've been going for a while, and lately, you know, my voiceovers have matched pretty much the length of the build. So I'm going to end it here. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, I would really appreciate it if you left a like. And if you want more builds like this, I would definitely consider subscribing. But anyway, I'm going to get up out of here. Have a nice day, everyone.